Lara Chuba. She rode her luck a little bit in that first round, but she delivered and she jumped the first clear round. Now she's got the toughest job of the lot. She has to go first and has to be the pathfinder out here in this jump off round against the clock. What happens over the next half an hour is down to the next 16 rounds. It's through the double. Now to this rollback turn to this Casas Novas fence. Landing in 26. She's getting thrown forward a little bit in the saddle. We saw that in the first round, but she handles it well. Now we go to the last. She's still clear with one to jump. The clear to start it off, 43-36. What a night for these two. Très bien, Lara and Memphis said. Well, you cannot do more than deliver the clear as the first to go and wait and see what happens to the rest of them. I'm not saying she will turn out to be the fastest, but she kept up a really nice rhythm. Pace all the way round. Could it be another big five-star Grand Prix win in 2024 for this lady? The global Grand Prix win in Paris. Now she tackles the Longines Grand Prix in Coruña. Dexter de Gaglen, the second of the four for France. Clear round is now essential. Sandra. It's double made harder now because of the parallel out, but the power is there. Needs to land over this fence in around 26 if she's to be in touch. In fact, we've got a split on the course. Let's look for that. She's 2.5 seconds faster already. Great turn. Electric pace here from the young lady for France. Dexter Gaglen clears the Longines upright. 3.45 quicker, under 40 seconds. Now the pressure is on those still to come. 39.91. She's smiling. I mean, that was a really solid performance. She got a lovely turn back. I don't think there'd have been much more she could have asked of Dexter tonight. Well, it was the ladies that led the way at the start in terms of the clears. Here comes another. Looking to perhaps be the third ever winner for the Netherlands after their last win here with Lisa Nuren. It's back in 2015. Now it's Kim Emmen taking up the challenge. Nash Van Het Lilleveld, the 11-year-old stallion by Tonic C. Keep an eye at the split. And there's the first to falter. here with Igor GPH. Proved to have pace in abundance in Barcelona in that Porsche Cup. To be fair, she was as quick as a Porsche driver in driving round when she rode round and won that day. Tremendous experience. 39.91. She's gone for it right from the off, as you'd expect. Judged that really well. Here we go. A turn back. She's gone a little bit wider, gone for the pace over the turn. Has it cost her? Quarter of a second. She can make that up here. Igor covering the ground. Oh, fence has gone. She's going to be a little bit slower, isn't she? 40.33. Tremendous effort, but it would have only gone second in terms of the time. For the moment it goes into third. Lara Treva, who's sitting in second with that clear round in 43.36, is going to have a very good night, courtesy of a double clear. It was a shame for Ignacio. Sorry about that, by the way. Just realised we had a little technical problem with the microphone. But we are still watching and enjoying. That was 10 now for Portugal. Gerard Sibra's turn with Dorados 2. So when he came in the opening round, he is more than capable, and he is in a jump off situation, but he'll be really disappointed. You could see the shake of the head the moment he landed. With that, it was below par. Running home on the 4, 42.81 is the final score. De Recibra and Rados 2. Well, therefore, it is still Giassara leading from Lara Choba, still just 2 clears out of the opening 6 that have jumped. 10, though, more still to come, and it is still a case of Giassara leading the way. But the next up, you can hear the volume going through the roof. I can barely hear myself talking here tonight. Ivan Serrano Sierras goes next. The first of 2 chances for Spain. This is Rain Man. A 14-year-old gelding that has been a tremendous start over the course of the summer for Spain in Nations Cup competitions. It's got Grand Prix form as well, and just the level of consistency that these two have had that has marked them out. He was willing to get very close to the front of that double. Wow. He's the correct side. He's up by 1/10 of a second. Now, 39.91 is the time to beat. Can he get there? There's not a lot in it. Surely, maybe. Yes, he has. Spain lead the way in the Longines Grand Prix, Ivan. Well done you, Rain Man. Don't know about Rain Man, the sun is shining on them tonight. Ivan Serrano Sierras smiling. Oh, yes. Now to Kevin Schnaut. France looking to try and get back on top. Of course, Julien Acatin winning last year. Can Kevin Schnaut put his name on it this year? Visconti du Telmont. I mean, there's no reason that they can't. If it's their night, they will. Both are good enough, experienced enough. But it is going to come down to some very tiny margins. And again, look how tight they're willing to turn into that double. Where's the split? Surely he's faster. Over half a second faster. Brilliant shot. And he'll have the confidence to go all the way as he gallops, and France are back in charge. 1.4 seconds faster as well. Kevin Schnaut, quite brilliant with Visconti de Telman. I expected this jump off to get quicker. I expected it to be fast. But this is really quite something special tonight. The Saturday night in Coruña. The confidence that Kevin had with Visconti when he turned back into that double. What a mare she is. Absolutely brilliant. But then so are these two. I mean, the simple question is, can he? He did it a week ago. He did it last night. Hans-Dieter Dreyer, Westermaar de Cotis. Off we go to try and make it 3 in 7 days. He's come a little bit wider than Kevin. Held Westermaar out. But it's a horse with a big stride. Brilliantly positioned. And he's now found another half a second. Sensational performance. Is it to be? Yes, it is. Hans-Dieter there looking to make it a double after the big win last night here in Coruña. The combination that took the big win 7 days ago on the Saturday night in Madrid, and again on a Saturday, they lead the way in the big class, the Longines Grand Prix here this evening. What a trip to Spain for Hans-Dieter there. Just had to help Vestermel just that little bit bigger. He had to hold off, but he got himself into the jump-off last weekend on Sunday in the World Cup in Madrid. I think he's going to go at the angle, and off he goes. Roberts in this to win it. A little bit wider, you would think, but Vimento, he knows, has got the power at the back rail. We'll wait for the split. Again, I think he's just a little bit wider, but then Vimento's got such a big stride. He's found the time. He is having a day. He's already won one class here on the Saturday, but he had to take a pull. Has it cost him? Oh, he's had the last. It all swings at the final fence. He had to take a pull. He knew he didn't quite have the stride he wanted. But once the correction came, sadly, the rhythm had broken. And down goes the final fence. He is in the most unbelievably good form at the moment, is Robert. And he's got his horses working so well with him. And Vimento, and that horse, it was a horse that he had to take time with. But that steady approach has paid off, but he just couldn't quite make enough room for himself in that final line. I think if he'd managed to keep going, he would have found it. He was up on the clock at the split. Hans-Dieter is not safe yet. We still have 6. Have we got 6 more? We've jumped 10. It's the jump off that I don't want to end. Jennifer Höchstatter. What can she do? The big moment for her. After impressing with Golden Lady in the World Cup round in Verona, the 21-year-old from Liechtenstein. Will she have a big moment now in Coruña? Still only 5 clear rounds. These something we should also note as well. Obviously a little bit down on the clock, but 2 seconds away. It still puts you in touch with third at the moment. So are the time gaps. Where does that go into 5th? Gets herself ahead of Lara Toniba, Jennifer Höchstatter. A double clear in a Grand Prix at this level. Again, though, reinforcing just what a quality partnership those two make. Golden Lady going 5th. 6 clear rounds. Germany, France, Spain, France, Liechtenstein and France. But there are 5 more to go. 5 hugely experienced riders that include 2 former winners of this Grand Prix and the world #1, a young star from Spain and a combination for Belgium that are in great form. It is all on offer. The year that this man won it, he jumped the only double clear to do it. Tonight he not only needs the double clear, but he needs to bring a little bit of pace alongside. He'll know where the key turns are. He's looking at one of them now, and I think that is perhaps one of the most important turns. Here we go then, Dennis Lynch. It was 2019 on Rubens Elias Lasilla when he beat Mark Hutsacker and Robert Whittaker into 2nd and 3rd that Dennis won this class. One of two Irish winners after Billy Toomey and Diaghilev's win back in 2016. Tonight, Dennis's turn, Mr. Bombastic. It is edge of your seat stuff here tonight. Again, just think he's that little bit wider on those turnbacks. He's just not quite got the confidence to come in as tight as some of the others have managed. And he's had a fence, this 10-year-old, who we should remember, you know, okay, 10 is it's a horse of experience, but it's still the youngest horse in this jump-off round. 43-21, Dennis Lynch there, and Mr. Bombastic. Nothing changes at the top, but from one former winner in a moment, we're going to look at another. This was the fence that came down, just catching that back rail. It was Cayman Jolly Jumper, as I mentioned earlier, as a 9-year-old with Simon Deleste in 2021 that won this Grand Prix title. If he's to do it again, it'll be quite some night for the French riders. But it is a big ask, but it's Dexter Fontounis said. Oh, brilliant turn. It's as close as you like. Hans Dieter is under pressure. But it goes. And with it, France's chance this evening. There'll be no two-time winner. We're down to the final three. And still Hans is leading. Great effort, 39.13 on the clock. He would have not been fast enough. He would have gone into third. Although, you know, once that fence goes, the way you approach that final line and your desire to perhaps take a stride out, I'm sure changes quite rapidly. Yeah, you can see how he put the brakes on. Well, the volume is going up a notch once again inside this arena tonight, because it's Spain's second chance of the evening. Diego Ramos Pinheiro, the 22-year-old that was second in the Grand Prix in the summer edition here in Coruña. This 12-year-old gelding is called Hero. It's a different sort of challenge to what he took on in the summer. That was a 2-round competition where the jumping more than the speed really came into it, but I'm not saying he hasn't got the speed. I'm not sure they have the speed to challenge Hans, but a little bit like we saw with the likes of Jennifer and Lara, if he can keep up a good rhythm and a nice pace here this evening and secure a double clear, which isn't to be the case. I was going to say it would have been a huge moment, but again, like I've mentioned earlier, if you can, you know, we're going to see a rider finish 16th in this Grand Prix this evening that jumped clear in the first round, and that is not to be sniffed at. Well, 14th it is, 16 is the score. 46-74, bad luck tonight, Diego. Great effort to get into the jump-off. Of course, Spain's still up in third at the moment with Ivan Serrano-Sies as we move into these final two. But these young riders, these rising stars, continuing to show promise, as we've seen here with several in this jump-off. Hans is in the lead. He's edging ever closer to a quite brilliant double in Coruña. And when you throw in Saturday night in Madrid, it's a hat-trick in the space of a week. One rider stands in his way. And of all the riders it could have been, it is the man that has spent 29 months as the world number one. The only disadvantage to Henrik von Eckermann this evening is, as experienced as this horse is, as experienced as Henrik is, they don't have the experience together beyond their appearance in Stuttgart. Tonight, Henrik can ask a different question, because he can open up and ask for the pace. But 37.51 is what has got to be beaten as the world number one takes his turn. Skipping around the corner, and look at this. Tight, tight, tight. Surely he's up on the split. I'd be surprised if he isn't, but it's only a 1/10 of a second, and it's gone! And Hans-Dieter Dreher makes it a double in Coruña. 3 massive wins in the space of 7 days. 38.15, as quick as Henrik was going. Actually, he would have only finished in third. Kevin Stau would have held on to second. But what a story that the Hans-Dieter Dreher has written. What a trip to Spain it has turned into. Great effort from Henrik to keep the class alive, as you would always expect. And what a night this Longines Grand Prix has served us. I mean, he didn't. I mean, it was a gentle touch. Oh. But it is a combination that is still learning each other a little bit by little bit. So let's confirm that result for you. Westermael de Cotis does it again. It's back-to-back wins, night on night. And Hans-Dieter Dreher winning it for Germany for the second time. Kevin Stau brings France close.